Moses is one of the Bible's premier leaders. The recorded details of his life are inspiring. He was born during an era when the Egyptian government tightened its grip on their Hebrew slaves. He was nurtured by his biological mother before receiving formal training in the royal household of Egypt. After spending 40 years tending sheep in a desert, God called Moses to lead the children of Israel out of Egypt. This was an overwhelming assignment. Moses protested, claiming to be insufficient for the job. Have you ever felt inadequate? If so, you're not alone. The Bible says Moses didn't want to go back to Egypt and lead Israel to the promised land because he didn't believe he possessed the qualities he thought necessary to challenge a monarch like Pharaoh. He was unsure of himself. Maybe Moses' feelings weren't bad. Maybe it was good for him to feel his need of God. As leaders, we should always feel our great need of God's presence, power, and provision. The great I Am assured Moses that he would be everything Moses needed to succeed. And through Moses, the Lord's will prevailed. However, not long after leaving the sweltering heat of Egypt, Israel began to grumble. They started to complain about food and water. They weren't convinced that God would take care of even their basic needs. So they aired their complaints to Moses and let him feel the weight of their passionate groans. Moses must have been saddened by such faithless attitudes. The Lord had already demonstrated his love for Israel by hearing their cry for freedom. He had used his strong right hand to break the chains of enslavement. He had exercised his power over nature in creating a dry highway through the Red Sea. Why doubt God now? The people we serve often have scores of doubts. Spiritual leadership is about helping people take steps from doubt in God to faith in God. But it's not always easy. People complain, people question, people grumble. But don't be discouraged. You can grow in the midst of grumbling. And it's often during these moments of frustration, when doubts are at an all-time high, that God develops our capacity to be patient. My friend, be of good cheer. Don't give up. Instead, be patient and choose to grow.